Hello beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, this is Magnetize Official, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course the law of attraction. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, then thank you so much for tuning in. And if you've been tuned in here for a while, then welcome back. And thank you for continuing to co-create with me here on YouTube, because as I like to say, I really do see all of these videos as energetic co-creations. And simply by being here, being present with the reading, you are tuning your energy in on a quantum level and participating in that co-creation process. If you do want to tune your energy into the channel in a stronger way, which sometimes helps me bring forth more specific messages, then I do recommend subscribing as well. And with that being said, I am going to go ahead and shuffle the traditional tarot cards. Now, I have to say right away, I've been getting a very specific energy coming up here. And the energy I've been getting is for a particular group of people. So hopefully if you're part of that group, you are drawn to this video through either the thumbnail or the video title, because this is meant to reach a very specific group of people. And what I'm picking up first is that if this is meant for you, something about that title or thumbnail may have pulled on you emotionally in some kind of way, or even given you some kind of reaction. You may have felt just an intuitive nudge to click on the video, or you may have had some kind of visceral physical reaction of some kind to seeing the title or the thumbnail. Maybe you felt yourself getting a little bit emotional or got goosebumps or something like that. Those are just a few examples. But I feel if this is for you, your intuition gave you some kind of sign around the title or thumbnail of the video. So, let's go ahead and get started by shuffling. And I'm going to tell you what downloads I've been receiving on this energy prior to starting this reading. So, what I've been picking up is that this is a person from a past phase in your life. And what I'm getting is that this is someone who never felt that they could be with you, but also they never felt that they could even be open with you. This is someone who hid their feelings about you, I'm hearing from the beginning, and never really fully opened up. And that is actually why their energy is still present around you and is still even coming through in this reading, because this is someone who quite literally never closed the loop with you by actually expressing how they were feeling. And now it's almost as though you're both feeling that open loop, and it's coming up for you as this feeling of having some kind of unfinished business with each other. So, what I'm getting right away with the Page of Swords is the word curious. So, this is someone who's had this reignited sense of curiosity in you lately. They've been really wondering what you've been up to, what's been going on in your life. And I really want to know what sparked their curiosity. So, what caused this person to start thinking about you or wondering about you? Okay, the Page of Cups reversed. So, there's some path that they've gone down that they're regretting, that they feel as though isn't working out for them. And their life has also been feeling really monotonous lately. So, I get that this is someone who's using thoughts of you and daydreams about you to almost kind of escape their own reality. I'm hearing the word fantasy. It's almost like you are this fantasy to them, and their real waking life is very monotonous to them. And again, I keep getting that this is someone who went down some kind of pathway, because I'm hearing they knew it wouldn't bring them happiness, but they thought it would bring them contentment, but now that's all fallen through. It's like they tried to settle for something, thinking, well, if I can't have what I really want in life or in love, I'm just going to settle so that I'm content. But then even that thing that they settled for hasn't been working out. So, whatever they settled for, it could have been a past, maybe some other kind of relationship, not a past relationship, but a present relationship. I'm hearing if that is the case, if this is romantic, then I'm getting that you were the one that this person really wanted, but again, they felt that for some reason they quite literally could not communicate their feelings for you. And when I say that, by the way, I'm not saying that they didn't want to, and I'm not saying this isn't the kind of person that was just scared to communicate. I feel there was an actual blockage here. So, for example, maybe it was a timing thing, or you could have been with someone else in the past. I'm just getting like they didn't want to disrespect or upheave something, and that's why they didn't communicate their feelings. Not because they were even really afraid to. It's because they didn't want to disrespect you, or maybe if they were in another relationship, they didn't want to disrespect that connection or that person by communicating to you how they were feeling for you. And I keep getting maybe they told themselves these feelings were just fantasy and that they were going to pass. They may have thought that they were just infatuated with you, and yet here we are, and this could be months or for some of you even years later, and those feelings are still lingering because it was never infatuation. There is something soulful going on here, something more spiritual that's taking place, and I will get into more of that spiritual meaning of this connection. But with the cards gratitude and guilt first, I feel that they feel guilty even for wondering about you, for thinking heavily about you, for still I'm hearing sometimes they'll just be in the middle of the day and suddenly an image of you or the thought of you comes into their mind and they feel this strong pull towards you, especially like through the sacral chakra that just seems to come out of nowhere. And I do feel that because of the circumstances, they feel guilty about this. For many of them, again, they may actually be with another person in some kind of long-term relationship that they knew wasn't really what they wanted, but they thought it would at least bring them some level of contentment or stability. And so, they feel guilty because they're thinking of you while still with this person. That's very specific. So, that won't be the case for everyone. I'm hearing the word clouds. That could be relevant for someone. But if that's not the case, if they're not in another relationship, they may feel guilty because they know that you are with someone, or am I just here guilty because there's some kind of literal blockage or obstacle here? For some of them, they even feel guilty for never having told you how they really felt. But again, I just keep hearing I can't. And when I say that, I'm not talking about an emotional block. There is some kind of situation where it wouldn't be right in their eyes to communicate how they're feeling. I'm hearing it wouldn't be ethical for some reason. Again, I feel like there's someone else involved or another relationship, or there's just some blockage or obstacle or something here. And again, that's going to be different from person to person. But with the gratitude card, I feel that although there are a lot of these complex emotions swirling around within this person, at the heart of it all, I'm getting a little tongue-tied, which could reflect this person feeling kind of that tongue-tied way towards you or thinking about reaching out but not really being sure how to find the right words. But anyway, beneath all of it, there is this feeling of gratitude towards you. I'm hearing that you may not even consciously realize it, but you helped this person through a very, very difficult time in their life. And I'm getting that you did this not necessarily by anything specific that you did or said in the physical realm. It was your presence, your consciousness, the fact that they met someone like you. And it's almost like they're saying just knowing someone like you exists gave me the strength to carry on when I thought that I couldn't. That's what I'm getting from this person. I'm hearing the words dark and cold. So, I don't know if the coldness speaks to maybe it being winter when the two of you met, or I'm seeing a lot of rain, a lot of darkness. Maybe the two of you had conversations or connected late at night or even in the middle of the night. But I feel this person saying that you don't even know that you were the one there for them when no one else was, because in the physical it may have never really been that deep. You may have never really had any. Well, I have to backtrack because now this person is saying, no. We did have those conversations. So, for some of you, you did have some very deep life conversations with this person where they just opened up to you. I'm hearing spontaneously. And they think about that all the time. They think of how you drew out, I'm hearing these stories from their childhood or their past. You drew out this truth within them that they didn't even know they were carrying until they spoke it aloud in your presence. And they think about how they took it for granted because, again, they felt that they couldn't communicate their feelings to you here because of whatever blockage was there. And so they didn't really do anything about it. For some reason, I keep seeing a lawn, like a big yard space. I keep seeing stars, too. Maybe you spent time with this person under the stars or something like that. I'm seeing pine trees as well. Why now? Whoa. A card just really came flying out here because this person is in despair. I'm hearing they're seeking your light again. Even though now the two of you are very much disconnected because they sense that you are in a position of strength with the Strength card here, and they themselves are in the middle of a major conflict with the Five of Swords, whereas you are in the Nine of Cups. Yeah, I feel the two of you in very opposite energies right now. Okay, so you and this person are in very opposite energies at this time, and yet there's something parallel happening here. I'm hearing your lives are running parallel but not intersecting at the moment. But they did intersect in the past, where you came very close to that moment. So what I'm picking up is that while you're in opposite kind of spaces physically, you have this similarity between your souls, and I'm hearing your souls have similar lessons to learn in this life, but you've been facing your lessons head on and this person has been avoiding their lessons. And that's the difference, because you've been thrown the same lessons. You both seem to have some of the same karmic contracts and patterning that you incarnated within this lifetime to clear, not only for yourself but also for your soul family, your soul group, and for the collective as well. But you've been at times feeling pummeled by these lessons and these contracts. But you are someone who's had the courage to face them. No matter how dark it gets, no matter how messy it gets, you face what is coming up for you wholeheartedly and you allow yourself to be fully thrown into it. Whatever it is, you feel all of it. You process all of it in the moment that it's happening, and then you break free to essentially a higher level of consciousness. This person, on the other hand, while they are meeting with some of the same karmic patterning and contracts, they seem to do this thing where they get hit with something and they try to avoid it for a really long time, and then slowly they start to face it, but it's a very slow process. The reason being, this is someone who really struggles to connect with their authentic emotions. I'm hearing some fragmentation may have occurred in their childhood. Meaning maybe they had a parent or someone in their life telling them you shouldn't feel or express your emotions, or maybe someone was telling them how to feel or saying that they shouldn't feel certain ways. So there's been some programming that they've received, most likely in childhood, that caused them to disconnect from their own feeling experience, to disconnect from what they're actually feeling. And the thing about these karmic patterns that you're both facing, these lessons in your lives, is that unprocessed emotion becomes a blockage that weighs you down. So throughout the completion of that contract, allowing yourself to feel what's coming up for you, to embrace it authentically and to find a way to transmute it, is a way to very quickly alchemize those contracts and patterns and turn them into gold, in a sense. And I feel you've really mastered the art of that. In fact, I'm hearing you have very specific tools and ways that you transmute this very heavy energy as you're feeling it, instead of trying to bypass it or avoid it as this person is doing. I also feel that this is someone who tends to choose familiarity over the unknown, and they think that they are choosing the safe option, but in actuality they are choosing the disaligned option. They're choosing what isn't really fully aligned with their soul. But again, it's difficult for them to really even know what's aligned with them, because they tend to keep their emotions under wraps. Now, what I'm getting, and I saw the number 1717 for someone, what I'm getting that's so powerful is you actually seem to bring this person's emotions to the surface, because I'm getting they may have even cried in your presence. They may have also felt elation, ecstasy, excitement in your presence like a little kid. But also that sadness, that grief. I feel like you brought out both ends of the spectrum of emotion within them. And they've been reflecting a lot on that lately, because they've realized what a rarity that is. They've realized that even they aren't really connected with their own emotions. And the fact that some other physical person's presence was able to bring those emotions to the surface within them is shocking to them. I feel that they felt more emotionally around you than they would even allow themselves to feel when they were alone. It's like your presence became this sort of container for this person through which they felt safe to actually dredge up these emotions that they'd been storing or maybe bypassing or avoiding unconsciously, and to actually feel them in a full-fledged way. So, it's almost like they were emotionally healing in real time in your presence, because you were this container for them. I just see your energy like holding this space for them to feel, safe to acknowledge emotions that they had buried within themselves. And the thing is, I feel that there was a moment of leap, of potential leap, where this person's intuition was saying, okay, now's the time to take a chance. Because yes, I do feel there were real obstacles in the way of this person expressing their feelings. But I also feel there was a window of opening. I feel like you may have either removed some of those obstacles on your end, or you may have dropped a major hint to this person or tried to open some kind of door with them. But I'm seeing like two doors that are close together, and you opened your side. So you were open and ready, but this person never really opened their side, if that makes sense. And so you did everything you could, because you opened your side of the connection. You left yourself open. You dropped some kind of hint. I'm hearing you in some way allowed this person. You allowed them to know that you were ready for them to make some kind of advance towards you, or to open up towards you in a different way, or to express romantic feelings, but they kept that door closed out of fear, and again chose to settle for something that they felt was safe, and to abandon what again they always kind of considered to be this fantasy with you, in order to go down a route that felt like stability. But the ironic thing about that stable route for them is now it's led to destabilization. I'm hearing even more destabilization than before. I feel that this person is in a position where they are feeling very lost at the moment, very directionless. They seem to be with the Five of Wands in a situation where they feel that they can't speak truly or express themselves openly without it leading to some kind of conflict. They feel like they're walking on eggshells either with a person in their life or in their life generally. If they are in another romantic relationship, they feel like you always just understood them naturally and they can't help but reminisce on that now that they're in a relationship where with this person that they felt that they would find contentment with but kind of knew that they were settling with, they feel like whenever they open their mouth, it leads to some kind of conflict or contention. Now on the other side of this, you are using your voice. I'm hearing to heal yourself. Interesting. Maybe you are creating with your voice in a way that is actually healing you energetically or defragmenting, putting together parts of yourself that were fragmented in the past. Pisces energy may be relevant here. Also, Leo, Aquarius, and yeah, that's everything. Leo, Aquarius, Pisces energy. That's what I'm getting here. Now, you don't have to be one of those signs, of course. Those are just dominant energies coming up here. Oh, and Sagittarius and Aries. I knew that there were two more. So, you are using your voice to heal yourself, but also to make your dreams come true. Your dreams are manifesting through this expression of your voice. But with the Five of Swords in the upright position, yeah, I'm getting that this person is in a situation where there is constant conflict and chaos around them, a lack of harmony, specifically in their interpersonal relationships and home space. So, this could be with someone that they're actually living with or around on a very regular basis is what I'm picking up on here, who may be coming up as the Queen of Swords. Though somewhat of like a harsh, I'm hearing an unsupportive kind of energy that's very harsh. Could be a Virgo or Libra. Doesn't have to be. But I feel that you are more so the Queen of Cups. It's like right now they're connected to this Queen of Swords energy that has like this very biting kind of way of dealing with them or speaking to them. And they're thinking of and kind of reminiscing of your softness right now, your sweetness, your like nurturing kind of spirit. And it's breaking their heart that they let that go or abandoned it with the Three of Swords in the upright position. I actually feel that just like I said, your presence around this person in the past, even just being with you, used to bring up emotions within them on both ends of the spectrum, both extreme happiness and also this extreme grief. I'm getting that even just thinking about you now when the two of you are disconnected still can bring this person to tears. It still elicits this really strong emotional reaction out of them. But yeah, they feel like they've become complacent in their life. With the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse position, they're trying to find freedom from something. And I actually feel this is more thematic to their life generally. This may be someone who has struggled with different forms of addiction. Doesn't have to be addiction to substances. This could be negative emotional patterns or addiction, toxic relationships or friendships, or just distracting themselves in some way. But I feel like this is something that they're finally coming to terms with within themselves. This overarching theme or lesson in their life of no longer using distractions to bypass what they've been afraid to heal and face within themselves. And I actually do really feel like internally again they're coming to terms with that. That's part of why you've been on their mind so heavily. Because although this person doesn't realize it consciously, even when you're apart, you do act as kind of like a spiritual guide for them where your essence is. I'm hearing protecting them with them, leading them in a way even when the two of you are not speaking or are disconnected, or I'm hearing keeping up appearances in the physical realm. There's definitely an element of illusion with the Seven of Swords. This may be someone in the physical pretending to be very disconnected from you or even cold towards you when really, yeah, with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, they know that the two of you have some kind of unfinished business that is ultimately going to need to be addressed with the Temperance card. I so strongly feel that I can't really get a strong read on when like an exact time frame, but I really feel that as soon as this person is ready to let go fully, and they really are already on the way to that, but as soon as they're ready to let go fully of this fear that they've had of really facing the emotions coming up for them, they will be back or they will reach out to you in some kind of way, maybe even in an unexpected or dramatic way. I'm getting that very strongly because here we have the Empress on the third eye. Yeah, you are the one coming up here as the Empress and you're connected with their soul, with their third eye, with their intuition. Again, you are almost like this sort of spirit guide for them, except of course you're in human form, but your consciousness acts as this guide for them even when the two of you are separated or not communicating. And that's why they still have this sense of connectedness to you after all this time. And I really do feel that eventually things are going to fully unravel for this person and something is going to come back around for completion. I'm getting that very strongly here. So again, this reading was very specific. I hope it reached you if it was for you. If so, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Subscribe so you are the first to know whenever I post new videos that could be relevant for your life. Have a beautiful day. I love you all so much and I will connect with you here again in the next video.